Hello, 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 hello. How's everyone doing today? It is Friday. Oh, I was looking all over for the lock that I had it on the other shelf. That would explain it. How's everyone doing today? It's Friday. Yeah, it's Friday. Yeah. I found a new light. I'm gonna try swapping my light. I'm gonna see if this works. They have this light. My main light is like a little funky, so we're gonna play around with the light. We're gonna play around with the light. We're gonna play around with the light. Should I change the lighting situation immediately before going live? That will throw off all my color balancing in my stream. Yes, yes, let's do that. Let's do that. Move the ladder. Move the other ladder. Now let's see. This is either gonna work. Oh my God, that's a lot of dead bugs. That is a lot of dead bugs. Oh, that is a lot of dead bugs. Okay. Note to self, little like gnats and flies. Oh, no, that ain't gonna work. Is that gonna work? Not gonna work? Is that gonna work? No, that won't work. It don't work. It don't fit. Never mind. Okay, we're not gonna use that. You go back in. There we go. Yeah, all the bugs. Fun fact, white boxes, light boxes, in a garage where, this is my garage. For those that don't know, I'm in my garage. I have lights in here that are on a lot of the time because I'm lazy and I forget to turn my lights off after I finish a stream. And what happens is, I open a garage door every now and then. It's a garage. You open your garage door in your garage. And at night, like all kinds of little mosquitoes and whatnot just come into the garage and they like to like sit on the lights. So I've got my diffuser up there. And when you open it, all the dead like mosquitoes and whatnot just fall out. Yeah, it's a bit annoying. The joys of working out of a garage. Okay. How's everyone doing today? Andrew Rogers, $10 for the Friday fund. It is Friday. It's Friday. It's a long weekend for a lot of people. It's a holiday. Yeah, should be a good day. Why not make it a pier? What's a pier? I don't need to dock boats at it. So yeah, so what are we doing today? We're gonna carry on with this guy. I don't know how far we'll get. It's a bit of a holiday. So I don't know if we're gonna go the full 3 hours. We'll see, we'll see. I got some family stuff to do this weekend. The Saturday stream, tomorrow's stream, we should still be on. We shouldn't have an issue with not having the Saturday stream. But just be aware, times may change and whatnot. Yeah, passive infrared, that's a lot of work. I would have to change all my lights to that, wouldn't I? I thought LEDs didn't attract bugs. I thought LED lights didn't attract bugs. Motion detecting. Well, the problem is if I'm opening, I just dropped a whole box of printed parts. If I'm opening the garage door to come in and out of the garage, that is motion. So if I have motion detecting lights, they will turn on and off because they're motion detecting, and I just opened the garage door, which is motion. I gotta reach out to Gloop and figure out how they want their machine sent over. I haven't figured that out yet. I'll talk to Andrew about that, get that sorted out. Okay. Looking for a big project. Do you think a BigTree Octopus could drive NEMA 34s? Well, if you're doing external drivers, then really any printer can do it. Like if you're using external drivers, any printer controller board, because the printer controller board is just sending a low voltage signal to tell it to do the beeps and boops. So if you're using external drivers, the controller board itself, as long as you have hookups to talk to external drivers. So you would need a controller board that uses step sticks, because you would have to put the dummy step stick in that would allow it to transmit the signal to the other driver. NEMA 32s, why do you need NEMA 32s on a 3D printer? What are you do, or 34s? What are you building? What are you building? I mean, tomorrow's stream is going to be interesting. Tomorrow's stream is going to be interesting. because we have to do two things. We have to make room, and we got to build a frame for a meter printer. Because the point is, tomorrow we're going to try and build the frame of the printer, so then I can use the frame to figure out where the hell I'm going to put this thing to finish the rest of the build. So that's going to be tomorrow's stream. Also, in case you can't tell by the fact that I have a new hat that came from Prusa along with the Core 1 kit, I have a Prusa Core 1 kit we're going to start building soon too. So we're going to be doing a build series on the Core 1 as well. Amar 549 dead bug removal. Cheers. Basically an upside rat rig v4. Okay. I mean, your 3D printer controller board doesn't really matter if you're using external drivers. I'll just say that. Just make sure you have a board that is able to talk to external drivers, because not all boards can. Okay, I think that's enough yapping. Are we winning on yapping? Is everyone in? Is everyone in? Let me find where we left off in the manual. There we go. Oh, I hear a dog bork. Do you be borkin? And the doggo be borkin. The doggo be borkin. Okay, so that's that. Where's the next page? Post comment. Wiring check. Okay, we did that. So where were we at? Where were we at? Platform, gantry. I think we were at the gantry. Spray them with Shout, put into pillowcase, throw in washer. What? Core 1 shipped 10 days ahead of the schedule. Nice. Mine shipped, for those that are wondering shipping times, mine arrived on... It shipped Sunday and it arrived on Wednesday, I want to say. Tuesday. No, Wednesday. It arrived on Wednesday. Mine shipped Sunday and arrived on Wednesday, and I live in Canada. So if you're wondering on the ship times for the Prusa Core 1 kits, there you go. I didn't pay any duties or anything. Yay. But I live in Canada, eh? So for you Americans in the audience, sensible chuckle. That sucks. Okay, where do we leave off on this guy? We left off, I had broken a pin. Or I didn't break a pin. Essentially what had happened was this part right here, there's like a little spacer that goes through, and there's a M2.5 screw that goes all the way through, and it screws into the aluminum. Two things happened. One, the screw is like size for size lengthwise, and when I tightened it, I ripped the threads out from the aluminum. So two things are happening. One, I Loctited it all together, and it actually seems to be holding. So our Loctite fix seems to be working. But I was speaking with MakerTech. They're sending me longer screws with nuts. So we're just gonna go, ow. Just stab myself with my heatsink. Ow. So we're gonna get longer screws, go right through and put a nut on the end and just lock it in that way. Functionally and do the exact same thing. We don't have to worry about the damage. So there's that. So that's where we left off. I think we left off early because we had that issue. So I think we're good now. So we'll carry on the build for now, because I believe we can do what I need to do after. But now we need to attach this. So we're gonna get into the build now. We'll get into the build now. For those that, for YouTube disclosure, this kit was sent by, it's the PROFORGE 300. It was sent by MakerTech 3D. Not being paid for this build series. They did provide me this kit though that I do get to keep at the end of the build series as long as I do content on it, which I'm doing now. Make sure you like and subscribe. Okay, let's get into the build. So we need to attach the Eddie bed probe. Eddie, where are you, Eddie? Eddie, where are you, Eddie? You are the Pi TFT. You are 1 orbiter. You are 2 orbiter. You are 3 orbiter. You are orbiter tool head board kits. Eddie, where are you, Eddie? Eddie, Are you Eddie? Nope. Maybe Eddie is in a different box. I've got a bunch of boxes here. Eddie. There you are, Eddie. Eddie. Do I like Eddie or Cartographer? I like whatever one the kit comes with. I haven't actually used an Eddie probe yet. To be fair, full disclosure, no capping, for real, for real. I've actually yet to put an Eddie probe in anything. I've just never done it. I got a bunch. Big Tree Tech was kind enough to send over a whole bunch to me. But the problem is, I never ended up putting them in a printer, because the printers I would put them in would be my Vorons, and my Vorons already have taps and all the other fun stuff. So it's kind of like, detrimental? Is that the word I'm looking for? Where'd I put all the screws? Where did I put the screw kit for this printer at? I know I had it around somewhere. Where did I put the screw kit for this printer? Here's some of the screws. Okay, plug the USB cable into the top of the Eddie scanner probe and use M318 cap head screws. So are these the M318s? Hopefully. That hat looks like Prusa. It is a Prusa hat, because I walked in my garage and I forgot to grab a hat, because I wear hats. And this was sitting on the box that came with the Prusa Core 1 kit that we're going to be building soon. So I was like, hey, whoop. See, this is how you know it's a legit one, because it's got that sticker. It's got that Yupong sticker. Yupong since 1974. Watch, I'm gonna lower the value of my hat by removing the sticker. Oh, it's now worthless. I don't get hat sticker people. When I was in high school, that was a thing. And there was a whole group of people that would go around and steal people's hats that had the sticker on it just to peel the sticker off and give it back to them. And a lot of people got beaten up over that, apparently. It's like, no, it's my hat. Don't mess with my hat. It's like, dude, take the sticker off. You already bought it. You don't need proof that you bought it. You bought it already. Okay. Doesn't want to click in. There we go. Okay, that goes in. Okay, how does this mount? How does this mount? So it mounts right there, and that goes through like that. Okay. So it mounts to the silver part, and the screws come in from the back. Okay. I have OCD. Hats are no-no. I have male pattern baldness, so hats are a sometimes thing for me. Actually, I don't think I actually technically have male pattern baldness. I just have a receding hairline. The Widow's Peak is marching very northward very quickly. And I just prefer the look of a hat. It's like glasses. Technically, I don't need to be wearing glasses right now. I'm nearsighted. I wear glasses when I'm out and about, when I'm driving, when I'm not at home. But when I'm at home, I normally don't wear glasses. I don't need to, because everything's close and I'm nearsighted. But I think I look better with glasses. So I wear glasses. You know, when I'm playing Baldur's Gate, I can go around and modify my character to make me look however I want. Can't do that in real life, so you gotta accessorize. There we go. Feline. Well, it's the peak. Like you can see it. It's starting to go. Like you can see, yeah, right there. Oh, that's bad. So that's not bad when you're looking on. When you're looking onward at it. Or what you do is you go, ready? It's not a problem anymore. Okay. Oh, that goes underneath. Okay, so that goes through there. And now we need to put a servo mechanism together. Okay. Let's put a servo mechanism together. Servo. The Dracula hairline. Bleh. Okay, I don't know where I put it. Is this where I put all the screws? I think this is where I put all the screws. Yes, that's where I put all the screws. So, I'm trying to do a new playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3 right now because patch 8 came out and there's all these new classes and I'm like, sweet, they have all this cool stuff. I'm going to play as something different. And I'm having trouble with it. I am having trouble if I really do want to go down the new route, or if I'm the problem is I've tried starting 3 characters since patch 8 came out, and I keep falling into doing the exact same thing I've done on previous playscrews in terms of like companions and whatnot. And I'm like, no, not again. I wanted to use it as an excuse to do something different, yet here I am doing the same thing again. So I got to figure out how to force myself to do something different on my current Baldur's Gate playthrough. And I think I'm going to have to make the decision to just kill off characters at the beginning, or just not recruit certain characters. What is the best build plate? Are you ready? I'm going to let you in on a secret that big 3DP doesn't want you to know. Okay? Bring it in here. Okay? You want to know what the best bed is for a 3D printer? If I can find the stuff that I need to use as an example for this. Is it in here? Where did I put it all? Really? Where did I put it all? I have a whole jug of it. I literally just got a whole jug of this stuff. Where did I put it? Seriously? Oh, here we go. Okay, you ready? You ready? You ready? You ready? It's a textured PEI sheet with Vision Miner. There you go. Textured PEI sheet. Personally, I prefer Prusa satin beds. I prefer satin. I prefer the sateen look because it's not as aggressive as full-on textured, but textured PEI with a Vision Miner, thin coat of Vision Miner. I put that shit on everything. It works on all my printers with all my materials. Now, granted, some materials you might have better luck with a smooth beds. For example, some of the peaks and pecks and some of the more Gucci filament, you kind of want a smooth bed. Other materials, you know, you don't want the texture. But Vision Miner on a textured PEI or a satin PEI, I literally use that shit on everything and it works just fine. It doesn't have to be like super duper perfectly clean. You don't have to do some weird like calibration or like, it just works. It just works. I know there's all kinds of other alternatives nowadays. People are all like, ooh, G10's really cool and whatnot. Nah, textured PEI spring steel plate with Vision Miner. Call it a day and be done with it. It works on everything. Okay, so we got the servo. This is a big chunky servo. So if for the servo people that want to know the specs of the servo, it's a MakerTech branded servo. Well, probably white labeled, but there you go. There's the information. Okay, so servo camshaft V2. Servo camshaft. Is this it? No. So it's got a pin through it. Servo camshaft. Servo camshaft. I got the red spring. I got 2 washers and I need some bearings. So these I got a feeling are going to be in another package. Some grease. Yeah, when it comes to a lot of stuff in 3D printing, I think some people really overthink stuff, and beds are one of those things. Textured PEI, spring steel, because it's spring steel. It goes on the magnet, it flexes, you can pop stuff off. And the thing is, I like the Vision Miner because it gives you that layer of dissimilarness. So it helps stuff stick, which is good, but also it allows you to like not have to worry about like PETG getting super stuck to the bed, because it gives you that like dissimilar layer. So that's the, okay, so this is all enclosure stuff. Okay, this is all enclosure stuff. I need to find this pin. I need to find this pin. Are you in here maybe? Because I have another servo here. And a camera. Does the camera move? No. What about this? Nope. That's garbage. What about this? Nope, nope. Nope. I am a little confused as to where my components are for this. I got one bearing, 607ZZ, got the bearing. Where is this pin at? That's a CPAP, that's that. I think these were, I don't know what's in this bag. Let's check. My scissors. Are my scissors on the other side? I think my scissors are on the other side over here. Or at least the knife is. Where's my kniff? Where's my kniff? I have a kniff over here. Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to do some arts and crafts on this side of the wall to make room. This package arrived a couple days after the main package, so I'm wondering if it's something I missed or what. Oh, it's just a replacement rail. Just an extra extrusion or something. I think I know what that is now. Okay, where is the pin? Because I got the bearing, I got the washers. I need this pin here. And I don't see it among my bits and bobs. Because it should be pretty standoutish. It's a singular pin. And I kind of need it. Because these are all for the locking mechanisms, the docking mechanisms. There's one. There's two. Dowel pins. There's three. Hello from France. Buongiorno, es-tu bien? Je suis bien. Es-tu bien? That's that. We have some enclosure stuff. Okay, let's open these random bags then. Let's open these random bags that aren't labeled. Oh, is this it? No, this is just a regular screw. What are you? You are an end stop. What are you? Who are you? You are another bracket. And yeah, I cannot find this pin because these are all that. Yeah, this is not good. Oh, found it. Found it. It's in this bag by itself. Okay, found it. Was in a bag with a plate by itself for some reason. Okay, whatever, we found it, we're good. Okay. There we go. This is the first tool changer I put together. Technically, yes, no. I have a Prusa XL that we had to assemble, but that was like a stream. It was not a lot of work. It was just, it was a Prusa XL. It's not a big build. Okay, so how does this go together? So this goes on the end, I guess. That just sits on there, okay. And then we got M585 shim. Okay, M5 washer, there we go. Okay, that goes on. And then we put our red spring that I just had that I don't know where I put it. Where'd it go? Seriously, did I just misplace the red spring I had? Oh no, it fell on the ground. There we go. Okay, red spring. Okay, and then we put another washer. Okay, and then we put the servo, or the that guy, and then that's it. Oh, and then we put a pin through the top. Okay, but it doesn't show the pin, and it doesn't show this screw. Like, it doesn't show the screw and it doesn't show a shim. Oh, because you have to put it in once it's through. I see. I don't think that fits through there. Or it does actually. It does. Feed it from behind, ensuring the bearing sits inside of the hole. Those are M46. Okay, so let's find the M46s. One, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So I don't know what screw goes in the front of this. It doesn't say. You're gonna go right here, and then you go. Okay, I'm gonna put a pin in this so I don't lose it. I think it's M3. It is M3. Okay, So I need like an M3/6 screw. 3/8. I am running low on these M3/6s. I think that's too long, but it works. Okay, so we have wires coming straight up. That goes in from the back and that screws in like that. Okay, so this just kind of goes in there. Okay, and that. Oh, that rocks it. There we go. Anyone got any big plans this weekend? Anything exciting going on? Am I missing anything cool and exciting? Yeah, I know it's Easter stuff. We got dinner with the family on Sunday. And that's about it. Little guy's got today and Monday off school. Building a living room PC. Ooh, nice. I'm assuming that's for like emulation or something. Okay, so we need a smaller screw. Let's try this guy. There we go. All right, so we've attached the servos. Oh, cam pin. Oh, it uses a grub screw. Install a cam pin with a grub screw. See, this is what I don't like. This is something, it shows the pin and the screw here. So it's like, oh, I guess I have to install it. But no, you don't. Here you install it. So let's get this out and do this the right way, I guess. It's just like I'm following the instructions and like it's like, oh, it shows it here, but it's throwing off my perception of everything. Okay. So I need to find an M3/4 grub screw. M3/4 grub screw. Do as I say, not as I show. That's a. See, this is the problem when following different instructions from different manufacturers. It's like everyone kind of does stuff their own slightly different way, and if you're used to doing it one way, it kind of like throws you off. Okay, so it says to use some Loctite. So we have some Loctite that comes with the kit. Put a little, oh, up if I opened it. Little dabble do ya. And it's the good blue Loctite. Don't want to use red. I mean, you could use red Loctite once. And I mean, yeah, technically you can undo red Loctite with a torch. So, trying to avoid, if possible. There we go. Otherwise, you're gonna have a bad time. Do I have that centered? Yeah, that looks centered. Okay. So there we go. Shoot, do I have it on the flat? There's a flat. There is a flat, there we go. There we go. Centered. Y end stop. Okay, so fix the end stop to the tool carriage as shown with M2.5s with spacers. Okay, end stops. Y end stops. Is this labeled? I mean, we already got the X end stop, so I'm assuming this is the Y. How does this go? On the back. Yeah, plexiglass melts Loctite, for those that don't know. There's quite a few reasons why there's a lot of things we don't recommend you use on a Voron. And one of them is like Loctite in a lot of spots, because it can and will melt the plastic on you. We've seen it happen where people have built their printers and then had parts fail because Loctite had seeped into components and failed. Doggo's barking. I'm gonna see if I got a package. Don't think I do, because I don't think they deliver on holidays. What? Coda, you good? He's good. He's just borking. Just borking. Carbon fiber? Carbon fiber. Carbon fiber. It was funny when I was in China. A bunch of the people I was with knew of that meme. So when we were like walking around looking at stuff, like, ooh, carbon fiber. Ah, carbon fiber. What's that? Yeah, I became a member. Cheers and appreciate it. Dan's 3D Prints UK. Best way to support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do is to become a channel member or Patreon supporter. This week we English. I can speak English occasionally. This week there will be the members live stream. So if you're a channel member or Patreon supporter, this week there will be a members only live stream for supporters. So don't want to miss that. Too small. Too small. Where is the right size Allen key for this? There we go. Okay. Ah! You saw nothing. You did not see that. You did not see that. When would that be? Probably Wednesday or Thursday. Because Monday's a Twitch stream. We're playing, we finished the Detroit Become Human playthrough. And we're going to play Space Marine 2. Starting Monday. I was going to start it yesterday or Wednesday. But I've been doing yard work. And yard work sucks. Yard work sucks. Trying to salvage our backyard. When we bought our house, the previous owner had a shed in the corner, like the back corner, and they had built the shed. And let's just put it this way, a single row of your standard fascia brick does not a foundation make, especially when you just kind of put it on the ground. So the whole shed had like fallen apart. It was like completely crap, right? So long story short, we tore it down soon after we got the house. But the problem was, like, that back corner, they had a bunch of landscaping refuse thrown behind it. They had like a pile of gravel, a pile of clay, like old rocks and twigs. Like, it was basically like a corner that was just completely bleh. And every year I was like, okay, I'll finally clean it up this year. But then something would happen in the spring and I didn't get to it. And then the weeds would take over. So I would just, you know, 2 or 3 times during the year, I would just go out there and just with the weed whacker, you know, killer and just kill all the bugs and weeds and everything, or just knock it down. So I've spent the past couple days flattening it out and trying to make it so that, you know, grass will grow there and seed the hell out of it. So that's been like the past couple days in the backyard, is just kind of like, we don't want to do anything big with our backyard, but we need to, like, this is the year we get it cleaned up so that next year we could do a bunch of stuff. Although this year I do need to put it, oh yeah, the fence is definitely a thing. The again, nothing is worse whenever, you know how when I say don't buy somebody else's project? That's my house. All the fence was built by the previous owner. The guy who built the fence in the back here, they built it with the planks right next to each other for like ultimate privacy. The problem is it turns into a giant sail, and like all the posts are rotted out, and like the fence moves like this when it's windy, and we're just waiting for it to fall, although it's gonna fall into his yard. But they moved. So the house was empty for like a bit, and now there's a new person in behind me living. So I got to talk to the new owner to figure out, hey, how are we doing this? Because we were about to do it with the previous owner, but then they just left. So now I got to figure out what we're doing with you and how we're going to go about fixing this fence. So yeah, fun times. Fun times. But the plan is, I got the other corner, I need to kind of level it out so I can put a really quick foundation so I can put a shed up. Because I got to move a bunch of stuff out of the garage into a shed so that I have more room in the garage for 3D printer stuff, because I need that. Okay. Motor or pulleys. Oh, we got some pulleys for the motors. Drop pulleys on each of the 4 motors, oriented so the teeth are facing downward. I can do that. I can do that. Future foundation for the Phoenix. It's not a Phoenix we're building. It's not a Phoenix we're building. It's a Venture XL, which is, it's more of a beefed up V2 than a Phoenix. It's not a Phoenix. So I'm just throwing these on for now. I will adjust them and Loctite them later, because I have no idea how everything goes on this. So I'm just kind of lining it up for now. And we'll figure it out later. Just sold your project to some poor soul. Never inherit somebody else's project unless you really know what you're doing or you get an amazing deal. Nothing is more annoying than inheriting somebody else's project and trying to finish it. That's why I tell people, like, your first 3D printer should not be a project. Your first 3D printer should be like something turnkey. Like, put it this way, okay? You ready for this? I had a former coworker messaged me out of the blue last week. Like a former coworker who I haven't talked to in years just texted me one day, hey, my kid is thinking of getting a 3D printer. What 3D printer I should get? And I'm like, okay, do you know anything about 3D printing? And they're like, I know you know stuff about 3D printing. I'm like, cool. Do you want something that just works, or do you want to play around with it and like tinker with it? And he's like, I just want something my kid who's a young teen can just take out of the box and start printing shit with, and they don't want to mess with anything. And I'm like, cool, go buy a Bamboo A1. Like legit. That's what I said. Because as far as you take it out of the box and it just works, and I don't want to faff with it, I just want a thing that can print. There you go. Like, Bamboo Lab is about as turnkey as you can go with nowadays. Get an A1 series. If you don't want to get something that's made in China and you're okay with something that's a bit more pricey, look into getting something like a Prusa Mark IV or Core 1. There you go. That's my official, like, recommendation for somebody who's never used a 3D printer before and they want something for their kid that just works that they don't have to mess with. On the low end, buy a Bamboo. On the high end, buy a Prusa. Everything in between doesn't meet that criteria, in my opinion. I wish there were, you know, more better Creality machines that I could recommend, or, you know, machines with less QC issues or potential gremlins in the system. But when it comes to, I just want make plastic boat, I don't care, just I want make plastic boat, there's really not a lot of options. How long until Americans can only buy Lulzbot? Sensible chuckle. Okay, so we got that, we got that. Okay, the ideal position for all the pulleys should be approximately 1 to 2 millimeters above the end of the motor shaft. Well, good thing I got a thing that I can use to measure 1 to 2 millimeters deep in a hole. Oh wait, I don't, my vernier broke. That's right, I don't have a vernier, shit. Okay, we'll line it up later. We'll line it up. I just kind of looked through and lined it up with the, yeah, we'll make it work. We'll line it up manually after. Okay, take the 4-meter roll of GT2 belt and cut it in half. Okay. I'm assuming it's this. It's like the only belt of GT2. Someone said, oh, yeah, if they went to like Micro Center or whatever. At least here in Canada, we don't have to, like, you know, worry about the stupid tariffs. Well, I mean, we have to worry about the stupid tariffs, but in the other way. Like, it's not like our prices go up for Chinese printers. Okay, so this is, for those wondering, it is Gates Power Grip. It's actually Gates belt, like not Gates Unata, this is Gates. Although, I'll be honest, they're both fine. Gates and Gates Unatas are the same. Creality QC, too many versions. Everyone has purchased an A1 at Christmas. Yeah. Like, I could complain about Bamboo and their business practices and their corporate ethics as to the end of time, but they make a good printer for the price point, and they are the Apple of 3D printing right now. Printer giveaways for the US right now be like, you win but you pay the taxes. I mean, why do you think so many companies are trying to, the problem is it's not always worth it. Like you see all the time with, like, yes, we're talking about economics right now. It's not politics. The problem is you have the whole, like, oh, if they want to sell to America, they should build for America. America has 5% of the world population. Do you really think companies are going to stand up entire factories to build one product for one market? Like, do you think that flies in the line? Shoot, this isn't. I gotta untangle it. Shoot. There we go. Gotta have these untangled so that I can properly space them out. It's like, I've had people like, oh, you should be proud, you should want to buy made in America. I'm like, why? It costs more than made in China and the quality is the same. Like, it's still foreign shit to me. What do I care where it's made? As long as it does what I need it to do. What do I care if my money goes to China or the US? Only one of those countries is threatening to annex my country. Okay. Will they import parts from Czechia? I gotta keep, I always pronounce it it's Czechia. Czechia. They make their boards. Prusa assembles their boards. So obviously certain components, like the chips and whatnot, certain chips are only available from certain manufacturers, like STM chips and whatnot. So they have to source those wherever they come from. The PCB itself, from my understanding, is also made out of country, but the final assembly of everything, all the assembly takes place at Prusa. They have SMT lines to assemble everything. So they do all the assembly in Prague. Okay, so take the 4mm roll and cut in half. Take one end of each belt and feed it through the carriage slit on the back left side of the carriage bracket. Okay, where the fuck is that? Oh, the carriage bracket. Okay, that's this guy. So that's this guy. Can take back Oregon. We'll take Maine. Maine seems pretty chill. You know what? We'll take Michigan too. Michigan seems pretty chill. Seattle, we'll take the whole West Coast. Seattle, Oregon, Oregano, and California. We'll take the whole West Coast. We'll take all of that. We'll take Maine. Maybe some other states up there near Maine can come. Michigan can come too. Michigan's pretty cool. You guys get to keep Ohio. We won't fight over that. It's Ohio. Take Puerto Rico. I mean, we'll take Puerto Rico. Minnesota? Minnesota seems okay. Minnesota, yeah, if we're taking Michigan, might as well take Minnesota. Except Detroit. Detroit's fine. For those that don't know, Detroit is fine. Detroit is not like Detroit of the RoboCop days. Okay, so how does this held on? So M46 with M4 penny washers, they're called. So that feeds through there. Okay, so how does this work? You know what's funny though? Just taking those like few states like completely like will put a massive impact on the US economics. Like think how much of the US GDP is like California, you got some manufacturing in Michigan, you know, Seattle, trade, all that. Like taking just those few states like would drop your GDP by like a third. Okay, so how does this go? Does it just kind of, oh, okay, so it looks like it, I wish there was a better picture here. So it looks like it comes in and then loops out and then it gets pinched. So let's see here, can I, okay, you're gonna go there. So you go there. There goes there. So I'm gonna need M4 6s and penny washers. M4 6, M4 6. What is a penny washer? Assuming it's these guys, because they look bigger. Born and raised. There is no such thing as South Detroit. For those that don't know, South Detroit does not exist. Like, Journey lied to you. Journey lied to you. Okay. So, you ready? Okay, this doesn't dox me, does it? No. Okay. So here's downtown Detroit. Okay. Here's downtown Detroit. This is Hart Plaza. This is where the ending of Detroit Become Human takes place. This is the Cobo Center, or Huntington Place. This is where Rapid was. If you go south of Detroit, because here's downtown Detroit. You go south of Detroit, there ain't no South Detroit. It's Windsor, Ontario. It's Canada. We have to drive north to get into the US from where I live. I don't think a lot of people realize that. Yeah, South Detroit is just Windsor. Okay, so that's that one. Where's the other belt? Yeah, California's economy by itself is like the 6th largest GDP in the world. It's insane. Malin V gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers and appreciate it. I'm trying to get this one in. Come on. Come on. Get in your hole. Get in your hole. Come on. Come on. I need to get. Where's my. Oh, shoot. I brought my tweezers inside. I needed them for something inside. Get some more tweezers. More tweezers. Tweezers? This hat is very orange, by the way. I think it's throwing off the white balance on the camera. Cali's too expensive. I mean, it's a major, like, the cities are big. All big cities have the same problem. All big cities have the same problem, for the most part. There we go. Okay, got you out. Okay, so let's line this up. Right there. There we go. Why are you barking, dog? You guys hear Coda? Can you hear the doggo? The doggo is barking. Why is the doggo barking at the door? What? There's nobody there. There's nobody there. There's nobody. Actually, there's nobody. The wife's not home. Oh, did mommy and the little guy go out shopping or something? They leave you alone? Oh, Papa, give you some pets. Give you some pets. You want some pets? You go. You gonna lie down? Okay, you lie down. You take it easy. Well, if you took the little guy out, I don't know where they went. But the doggo is all, oh, they left me. Okay. No Second Amendment. You guys really, like, I'm sorry. Okay, now we're going on a little tangent here. I spent time in the Canadian Forces. I used to shoot USPSA and IPSC. I own a moderate quantity of pew-pews. It's a fun hobby. Holy shit, it's not my personality. You guys are almost as bad as like that one guy at work that smokes pot, and that's all they ever talk about is pot. That's their entire personality is pot. You 2A guys, that's you guys. Like, don't get me wrong. Okay, yeah, it's a law. Guess what? They added the Second Amendment to give you that privilege. And we've seen in the past where they can add more amendments to change laws. It's not set in stone. Because if amendments were set in stone, you guys still wouldn't have alcohol because you banned it. But then you brought it back. So it's all fluid. Laws are fluid. Holy shit, get with the times. Grow up. Like, as somebody who is a enjoyer of pew-pews, but has also seen the ramification of that firsthand, believe me, we're not going into it, I'm okay with a little bit of laws around very destructive things. It's like a car. You have no right to a car. You have to go through a whole licensing thing and prove you're competent. Anyways. No, Steve, yeah, it's just one of those things, like, holy, like, it's all, like, I used to work, when I worked in the mold shop, there was one guy, his entire personality was pot. Like, you just could not talk to him about anything because he would just try to bring pot up into it. Like, that was his whole personality, was just that. And that's like 2A, folks. It's like, holy shit, it's a fun hobby. Yeah, it's self-defense, but don't make it your personality. Holy shit. This is coming from the guy who does a job of 3D printing as a personality. Okay, run the belts. Okay, so the top belt should follow this path. Why are we doing the top belt first? Okay, I guess we're doing the top belt first. Okay, so the top belt, so let's, okay, I have this orientated the same, so I guess we're doing the top belt first. Okay. We're just doing fine without, oh, it helps though. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I live in Canada. I own several firearms that the government has deemed are prohibited and they want to confiscate them. I do not agree with that because I'm not a fan of my personal property that I've purchased being retroactively changed status of and me being compensated for it unfairly. But that doesn't mean I'm a fan of, like, blanket YOLO, everyone can have everything. Like, there can be a middle ground. There can be a sensible middle ground. Don't get me started. How do you know someone's a vegan? Don't worry, they'll tell you. Okay. So this is going to be annoying because it's running belts. There's really no way to show running belts on camera in a good way. So I'm just going to do it, and whatever we get is what we get. So let's do this. Let's do this. So you come this way. Yeah, running belts on cameras never looks good. And unfortunately, this is also the part of the stream where I usually rant a lot and talk a lot about random stuff because I can't see the camera. I can't see chat, but I got to fill the dead air. So I'll just pick a topic and just yap about it. So somebody better throw something. You know what? Baldur's Gate. Okay, I want to do a playthrough of Baldur's Gate. I've tried 3 different playthroughs since patch 8 dropped, but I keep defaulting back to styles of playthrough that I've done on previous with the same group and everything. Somebody give me some suggestions on how I could change things up. I need to do something different on my playthrough this time. I'm trying to zip tie this in place so it doesn't move on me. Like, quit moving. That ain't gonna do shit. That ain't gonna do shit. That was the waste of a zip tie. Oh wait, I know. Aha. I'll put the little stoppers in. There we go. Okay. So, how does this go? Okay, so we went up, around, then we come down and cross here. So this is the top belt. Are you on a camera angle you can see me? No. Warrior monk. I've done a monk. I've done an open hand monk playthrough. And the drunken monk build doesn't seem that exciting to me. Okay. It doesn't. Trying to figure out what this bearing does. Trying to figure out, there's a bearing right here. There's a bearing right here, and I don't know what it does. Like, there's a bearing right here, and I don't know what it does. Because it just, I guess it's an alignment bearing thing. Punch Adina. That's Mass Effect. We're talking about Baldur's Gate. I mean, don't get me wrong. It is always morally correct to punch Udina and punch the reporter chick in Mass Effect 1 and 2. You don't punch her in 3, though. You punch her in 1 and 2, and then you get a better prompt in Mass Effect 3. Wear women's clothes. I mean, I've already done a femme playthrough. My Dirge playthrough, my Embrace Dark Urge playthrough, I played as a femme Dragonborn who romanced Minthara, and not gonna lie, that was a peak playthrough. Minthara, when you play Baldur's Gate as an evil person with Minthara in your group, she is full on ride or die, supports you to the end while you kill everyone on the planet. Like, she is the most ride or die evil playthrough character I've ever had in a video game. Like, if you are gonna play an evil character in Baldur's Gate, you need to have Minthara as part of your party. Because she is amazing. Why would I wear the clothes? That's not as fun. I mean, I get the point. As somebody who has worn kilts, I kind of get the point of skirts, but I don't think I look good in skirts. Kilts I look good in. I think I look good in a kilt. But a skirt, not my thing. Okay, so that's that one. I will say, actually, belting this up is pretty not bad, actually. What's a PROFORGE 300? Bob, I'm not going to go through all the specs, but it's a 300mm tool changer with quad XY. If you want all the specs, check out the link in the description. There's a link to the seller's page. Okay, so that's that. Now we got to do the bottom belt path. Okay. Our friend's wedding once, it was refreshing. It is, except for the fact that, you wear a kilt, at least military uniform kilt, on, like, usually ceremonial days, and Canada's Remembrance Day is November 11th, like, same as a lot of the Commonwealth countries. And being outdoors in a kilt, wearing it properly, is very brisk, I will say. And we'll leave it at that. Okay, so that goes around there, that goes around there. That comes back here. It goes there. Comes up here. Let's see if I can do this without having to move around. Aha, there you go. Yep. There we go. Aha! Heck yeah. Got it. Fallen paddle. Actually, I might do that. I might do that. I haven't played a an Oathbreaker Paladin yet. Any news on the power armor? We're gonna work on it a bit tomorrow night. I'm hoping to get the whole lower body portion done soon. I bought some stuff for it. So unfortunately, there's no way to, I think, to tension this other than like the pre-tensioning that we do right here. So we'll just leave it for now, and then I'll give the belts some time to like pre-stretch. Usually I find belts you install them the first time and you kind of have to like let them settle for a bit, and then you can go and do the final stretch. Usually I like to move, like let the printer run a bit to do that. But you can just pre-tension them and like leave them for a couple days and you're usually good. Okay, so let's see. Does this actually work? Back, left, right, angle. Okay, we are belted up. We are belted. Sweet. So that's that. Take care, Marcus. In the game, Garrison, like Mass Effect. When I play Mass Effect, I was actually we're gonna play Space Marine 2 on Twitch starting next week. The original plan was to actually play. We're gonna do a Mass Effect playthrough, and we're gonna play Mass Effect the way I play Mass Effect, which is on the easiest difficulty, and go through it like a Superman. Just these bolts able to bring. Oh, it's like, okay, I see what it means. Leave an inch free. Oh shit. Okay, so let's put this in here, and let's tighten these guys. Coming soon to Dune shooter game, Space Marine. Space Marine! It's like as tight as I can go. Got another one. There we go, we got two. Okay. Are we good there? Okay, let's see. What are we at? That actually seems pretty even tension-wise. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay. Trim the excess. There we go. Watch a Stardays. I have watched a Stardays. I used to play Warhammer. I used to have an Imperial Guard army back in the day. I love my 3,000 points of meat shield and tanks. But I haven't played the tabletop in years, unfortunately. Because I used to play it, there was a local Games Workshop near me, like at the mall that I used to play at, and when it closed, there were no other like places to just go and do pickup games, which is like how I like to play. And so I just kind of stopped playing, unfortunately. Just lining up the belts here. Do Warhammer and find Cavill and then bring him. I just like the lore of Warhammer. There's so much like dumb lore to Warhammer. I love it. It's like you're in a universe where you literally have chaos demons, you know, immortal skeleton robot enemies. Like you're in like full-on fantasy and space type setting. You know, elves, Tau, orcs, like all that. And how do humans beat it? Roided up in tanks. Tanks and roided up space marines with augments. It's like, yeah, we're barely human anymore. And that's just so we can compete equally. What's the Geneva Convention? Oh, that one went up too high. There we go. Okay. Enclosure rear panel. Oh shit, we're putting panels on this? We're getting paneled up already? Heck yeah, okay. Question, where did I put the panels for this printer? Are these the panels for this printer? I think these are them. I gotta put the panels on the Gloop V2 still. Is this it? I think this is it, yeah. More gun. What was the Imperial Guard saying? You know, when you're fighting the demons from hell and immortal aliens, you have your trusty las gun, which is basically a flashlight that does diddly squat. But when you're standing there with 30,000 guardsmen, that's a whole lot of diddly. I hate peeling this stuff. It never peels right. And then somebody in chat tells me the trick every time, and I go, oh. Straight up. That's what it is. Straight up. I'm running out of room here. You know what? You can go here. It's starting to get warm enough. I don't need the heater out here anymore, so that's nice. Straight up. What about the Magneto? It's a new printer. I give Peel Poly all the credit in the world for doing something different. It's a motion system that's new on a 3D printer. A lot of the printer I like, but it's got some quirks with the motion system, with the linear motor motion system. And part of it is like, you kind of have to print fast to get the best quality out of it. The problem is not all materials can be printed fast. And you start to run into a couple of problems here and there. So, like, I like it as a printer. It's just not a, it's more of a it's more of a tinkerer's printer. Like, you gotta have to accept you're gonna do a bit of fiddling, but you're getting something that's new and different. So it's kind of a trade-off. Peeled right up and failed. Come on. Yeah. Maybe try from this corner. I don't have a heat gun. I need to get a heat gun out. I have a heat gun. I just don't know where I put it. It's like downstairs somewhere. What's it? What's with the gunk? What's with the stick? Yeah, it's the smooth side. Heat up with a heater? I mean, like, I wouldn't say if I had to do a bunch of stuff, yeah, I would, but I'm only doing the one sheet. And by the time it gets heated up, we'd be done peeling it. So. Make the wife's hair dryer. I don't know where her hair dryer is at. Somewhere in the bedroom. There we go. Oh, there we go. Ooh. Say hi, chat. Say hi, chat. There you are. There you are. Say hi, chat. You can see yourself right there. You can see yourself. Everyone say hi. Wave at yourself. Okay. So, goes like this. M4-8 and M4 T-nuts. Okay. So I'm assuming the wiring goes inward. So I'm assuming this wiring here goes inward. Okay. And I'm assuming we use screws from the screw enclosure kit for this. Because I don't think we have them. We have M4/8s? No. Soma? Oh God, Soma. So I never played Soma, but I watched like a playthrough of it. Because there was like a period where I went on a binge where I watched like YouTube channels that basically took video games and turned them into movies, like edited a playthrough of a video game to make it into like a movie. So you could sit there and like watch all of like the new God of War in like 6 hours. So I did that for a bit because I was like, I'm not gonna go buy a PlayStation to play one game kind of thing. And I watched a playthrough of Soma. And yeah, holy shit, that game is depressing. Holy shit, that game is depressing. Like, Soma is very, 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 very much a depressing game. Holy shit. And it's a brain fuck. Like, if you just want to have just a nice little existential crisis trip, play Soma. And then you're like, oh shit. We do a little existential crisis. There we go. Go. Okay, so smartly, the panels go with the shiny side out, so you don't have the shiny side on the inside of the printer, which I like to see. It's nice. Glossy side out. What flavor gamer subs today? I actually don't know. I grabbed something from the sample pack. I have like a couple like envelopes of samples, and I don't know today. What do we got today? It's red. It's good. It's like I'm horrible at figuring out flavors, but it's good. The flavor itself tastes good. The flavor itself is not good. Because good is an actual flavor that gamer subs has, which is also good. But it's not good in that way. It's good in the other way. Does that make sense? That makes sense, right? Purple's a flavor, right? So this is a problem. It's slippery. Should have grabbed my mat to build this on. No idea what I'm doing for dinner today. I figure out something. What should I make for dinner? We did pizza last night. Picked up the little guy from school, went out back and did yard work for like 3.5 hours straight, moving a giant pile of brick. We redid our patio a couple years back. Like, we have a brick patio. Like, we have a deck, but we also have like a brick patio at ground level. And I redid it a couple years ago. But when it was done, we had like this pile of brick left over, and I just kind of left it. So I finally moved it to like a storage area to like get rid of it, kind of thing. It sucks moving a pile of bricks. Okay, so now we got to do the thing where we try and make it all fit. There we go. Okay. Line up, damn it. Okay, I'm not liking this already. These should have been M5s. These should have been M5s, not M4s. The problem with M4s is the M4 hex head is too big to sit flat across the slot of the extrusion. It cracks it. It cracks the plexiglass. So that's kind of a design oversight here. So I'm just gonna screw them in with a very light setting. Yeah, you could see the acrylic deforming a bit. So you can, I cracked it right here, fortunately. The rest are okay. Yeah, so what's happening, I'll show you here. I think we have some spare extrusions somewhere. So what's happening with the extrusion, what's happening is these are V-slot, or these are T-slot. This is a T-slot. Where's the V-slot? Need a V-slot extrusion. That'll work. Okay. So on a V-slot extrusion, okay, the M5 nut, it doesn't sit flat, okay? It doesn't sit flat in there, okay? It fits in the slot. It doesn't sit flat across the lands. So it gives the acrylic space to deform. So, yeah, I could add washers. I could add washers to all of them, but I'm building the kit as it came. So just, you got to be careful not to over tighten. Over tighten, you'll crack them. If you don't over tighten, you should be okay as long as they don't work themselves loose. But yeah, that's something you're gonna have to kind of pay a little attention to, is just make sure you don't over tighten them and crack your acrylic. But on the bright side, it looks nice. At least they went with the matte side on the inside. Okay. Fix the 9733 part cooling fan rear extrusion. Okay. I'm assuming that's this guy here. M440. M440, M4 spacer. Oh shit, some spacers. M440. Got 2 spacers and 2 teens. Okay. That's why they left these holes there. That clever. I'm in the 3D printing place Discord. I'm on several 3D printing Discords. I'm on the Prusa one. I'm on the generic 3D printing Discord. What do you mean 3D printing place Discord? I'm on a bunch of 3D printing Discords, including my own. Link in the video description. Join the Discord. We do fun stuff there. Yep. There we go. Okay, so we got that on. Okay, and then we have fix the rear of the frame to the 3D printed bracket. Okay. Let's see here. Is this it? This looks like it. M412. M5. 410. M440. Go M412s. M410. M412. Where are you at? M412. 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 Are you M412? You're 1. I think you're 1. Yeah, okay, you're M4. Are you M412 though? You're M410. Hmm. 4 8s. Oh, those are button heads. M440s, M410s, M510s, M36. Yeah, there's no M412. M412s. I will say one of the things I'm noticing from this kit, it's suffering from kind of the same problem the rat rig kit suffers from. It's like, why you have so many different size screws? You could have pretty much gone away with M3s and M5s. Why do you have a lot of M4s here? Maybe they're in another baggie. Nope, no M412s. Okay. Like, these could have just been M3s. These could have just been M3s. Let's get M4s. That one. Where are you? Where are you? That's 15. Nope, that ain't gonna work. Got one. See here, we're gonna make this. So we're gonna have to hodgepodge this. We're gonna have to hodgepodge this. Raise the price a lot. A1 combos now. Wait, did the price go up again on the bamboo machines? Like, is it? Jeez. All right, so this goes right here. Lines up with that. Okay, that works. Go. Hodgepodge it with 2 different size screws. If it works, it works. There we go. If it works, it works. And Best Buy sells printers? I have never seen a 3D printer at a Best Buy, at least here in Canada. Trimming the CPAP fan. Okay, one second here. BambooLab.com. Store. No, not Canada. Bring me to Yankee Doodle Land. $700. Jeez. So right now the A1 is 500 USD. In Canada, it's 439. So 439 CAD to USD. So it's $320 US in Canada. So you're paying an extra $180 for the privilege of being American. That sucks. If you want to know why, or not why, I honestly won't be surprised if they try to region lock them. That's why, for those that don't know, bamboo machines out of China only work in China, because the price for a bamboo machine in China is much less than the price of a bamboo machine in North America, because the shipping is, the cost of shipping is factored into the price of the machine. So they region lock all the bamboos sold in China to only work in China, to prevent somebody from like buying a C-can worth of bamboo printers in China and shipping them over to North America and selling them. So bamboo printers in China are region locked. I would not be surprised if they do something like that for the US. I mean, it's bamboo. We know what they're willing to do. So yeah. Check the length of your CTAC tube. It should be 60 centimeters long from the end of the silicone rubber side. If not, use a okay, so we need 60 centimeters. Let me grab my tape measure. So 60 centimeters from that. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do this. Okay. Where's my tape? Bearded Printer gifted a community membership. Cheers and appreciate. X1C combo 1750. Jeez. So yeah, it's cheaper now to buy a Prusa Core 1 than a Bamboo. How funny is that? So 60 centimeters. From the end of... Okay, so let me just make them read this right. Check the length of this. It should be 60 centimeters from the end of the silicone sock. So from here to wherever should be 60. Not from here. It should be from the end of the silicone sock. So we put that there. The problem is we don't want it to stretch. So right about there. Where did I put my knife? Quick, chat. Somebody tell me where I put my knife. I put my knife. Like, no, oh, here it is. Yeah, so now, I mean, I'm editing a video right now that shows the assembly line process of PCBs, okay? I'll be honest, I don't see a lot of Americans wanting to work that job. There we go. Trim it now, make it look good. Bamboo Lab printers made in the USA. Beautiful. Yeah, they're going to spin up a factory in Vietnam before they try making them in the US. Because you got to remember, like, if you build a factory in the US, it's pretty much only going to serve the US market. Because if it made sense to have a factory in the US economically, they would have had a factory in the US. Okay, so that goes there. So fix the silicone and secure in place with a cable tie. Okay, so this goes in here. That just kind of goes there, and then we put a zip tie. Go with blue, color coordinate. I mean, like, Prusa's, like, printed solid's expanding. Prusa's doing more production in the US now. So if you want to know how much a US printer costs, look how much a Prusa costs. So look how much a built in America Prusa costs. And remember, that's assembled in America. A lot of the components are still coming from the EU and China. So it's an assembled in America printer, but it's not a fully manufactured in America printer, which, nothing wrong with that. It's a global economy. Oh, and the other side. So let me get the tube, which I'm assuming is this guy. This is a two-piece thing. Mine doesn't look like this at all. Okay, so you put the other end on. And then you fix the cut side of the hose to the cable shroud. Use cable ties secured in place. Yeah, but mine doesn't have this like triangle bit. Mine's it's smooth. Mine looks different. Let's see here. Talking about enclosing of Voron. You would be able to, like, you need to understand whatever you do for the index, you're gonna have to modify. So the way they're showing off the index, and I don't think a lot of people like, I'm a firm believer YouTube comment section people lack a lot of critical thinking, because a lot of people were looking at the printer and assuming that's how it has to be. That's just how they put it together. So yeah, it's going to be harder to enclose it for sure. Of course it's going to be harder to enclose it. It's got you know, multiple filament feed paths now. Of course it's going to be harder to enclose it. That's welcome to ToolChangers. Welcome. That's just how it is. Did you not realize this when you bought into the ecosystem? ToolChangers are finicky. So yeah, you're definitely going to have to do some modification to your printer, because now you have 4 independent feeding systems that they all need to be designed in a way that they don't tangle onto each other and they don't interfere on each other. They don't they properly feed in all positions of the tool head. And then you also need to figure out how to enclose them, right? So that's the other thing. Now you got to figure out how to enclose it. So you're going to have to modify your enclosure depending on what printer you put it on and how you go about setting everything up. You're going to have to modify your enclosure to make this work. It is what it is. It is what it is. That's why the Prusa XL has a really wonky enclosure, because it has to be, essentially. Is there a piece I'm missing here? Oh wait, does it? Oh wait, it indexes in that. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. It indexes into the plastic part. Or into the metal part. Oh, I just wasted 2 blue zip ties. Me fail English? That's impossible. So yeah, it's one of those things. It's gonna take a bit more faffing about to make it proper. It is what it is, guys. It is what it is. Okay. There we go. There we go. And there we go. There we go. So it can actually move up and down a little bit depending on how you want your thing. Okay, so that's that. And now we got to do some zip ties. Where are we at anyways? Oh, we're near the bottom. Okay. Cable management. Fix the servo cables to the cable extension. Okay, so where is the cable extension? I'm assuming it's this guy here. How loud the part cooling fan is? Probably quieter than a CPAP, but a bit louder than a normal fan. It's on the back of the printer. It's gonna be depend on what you're printing. If you're printing a lot of ABS, you're not gonna use the fan a lot. I'm trying not to tangle this. How does this just go like, oh, don't be tangled. Yeah, come on. There we go. Okay. Okay. Wrap all the cables coming from the tool, carriage, remaining lengths, and braid secret. Okay. So, I'm assuming, you should never assume, but I'm assuming the colors match. So we got red, white, red, black. And then just for a little bit of insurance, I'm just gonna wrap it with some Tessa tape. Sure it doesn't come loose. Ricky B gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers and appreciate it. Dude, the weather's finally getting nice out. I cannot wait to go fly my drones. And finish building that plane and fly it. So these are just DuPont connectors. I'm not a huge fan of DuPonts because they don't lock. So I'm just wrapping them with a little bit of Tessa tape, which is like a wire harness tape. Just to give it a little bit of security. Okay, and then fix the servo extension. Wrap all the cables coming from the tool head carriage into the remaining length of braided cable sleeve. Okay, where is the remaining length of the braided cable sleeve? Here is the remaining length of the braided cable sleeve. Now I get to wrap this all. This is gonna suck. I hate doing this stuff, but it is what it is. One of these days I gotta print the tool for this. There is a tool that allows you to do this really nice and easily. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna print it. Because that's pretty much the last thing. Because the next part is building tool heads. So printables. Cable sleeve tool. This guy, or this guy. Download. Not that one. If you know a better one, link it in chat, because we're going to be done for the build portion of the build today. Because we'll finish up. I'm not going to start building tool heads with an hour left in stream, and it's a holiday anyways. I know. Yeah, what's it called? Loom tool. Most popular. This one. Is this the one I want? Or is it this one? Somebody link me one in the Discord. that one work? Okay, so we'll do this one. We'll do the, you know what? We'll download all of them. There we go. What color should I print these in? We're gonna print these in a fancy color. Home, filament, change filament. Because right now I got black loaded. These. Gesundheit. Ah! Okay, let me grab a Pet G. A little bit on the brighter side. What do we got here? That'll work. We are going to print them in Buddy 3D Lila because it was on top of the pile. So we're unloading the filament. I will say the cryo grip plate works pretty good, if not a little too good. Okay, are you unloading? You are unloading. Come on. There we go. Unloaded. So the question is, we're building a Prusa Core 1 next. Should I do anything funky with the build? I think we're just going to build it stock. Like, part of me wants to get funky with the build and print my own parts. But then how do I give a proper critique of the kit if I don't use everything that comes with the kit as part of the build, right? Well, that's kind of the downside of going off. Yeah, this is the cryo grip. I think it's just cryo grip. It says no ABS or TPU, but PLA and PETG. I have printed ABS on it though. It says no ASA. It says no ABS. It doesn't say no ASA. Is Buddy Filament in here? I don't know if Buddy Filament's in here. We're gonna just leave the, oh, it is Buddy 3D modified. There we go. But yeah, you need to, you definitely got to drop the bed down to its temps. It sticks a little too good if you leave it. Ooh, that came out really nice. There we go. Return. There we go. And we know the filament's good because it's not oozing a lot. Do. Send to connect. Core 1. Set ready, print now. There we go. So, as of right now, here is our status of the printer. We have the base mechanicals basically built. the motion system's pretty much built. We're on the part now where we got to start building a ton of, well, not a ton. We got to build 3 tool heads. So I will run the cable sleeving off stream, and then we will move on to tool heads. So tomorrow's stream, don't forget, we're still gonna be doing the giveaway. We'll probably do the giveaway at 4:30. We'll end the stream at 4:30 today. So enter for your chance to win some Polymaker filament. Link in the video description, because we're gonna be doing the giveaway at the end of the stream today at 4:30. But tomorrow's stream is going to be a couple different things, I think. We're gonna do a grab bag of things like previously. I have a Venture XL kit. If you don't know what the Venture XL is, it is essentially a scaled up V2. Let me pull it up here. So this guy. So Physek sent me this. It's been a while since we've done a Physek. I did not have the best experience doing the last printer kit they sent me. But I kind of want a big printer. We've been doing little printers for a bit. It's time to go big. And they reached out, they're like, hey, you want it? I'm like, okay. So I'm fully prepared to swap out stuff for known good parts if needed. Disclosure there. So they sent me this. It's a big boy. It comes with wheels. Look, it has wheels. It's 600 millimeters cubed. It's basically going to live on the floor or a very short stand. So the plan is, the build on this will happen as it happens. What does that mean? I don't know. We're going to figure it out as we go. But essentially, this is going to take up a lot of room. So you know how we did the stream from the other side of the garage last weekend where we built the electric bike? Yeah, that was totally a test stream. That was totally a test stream to see how it would work if I ran a camera over there and did a stream. I wonder why I was testing a stream over on that side, because I have a little bit more room. So tomorrow I'm going to clean up that area a bit more. I'm going to throw out a bunch of stuff, take down the paint booth, and I'm going to see if we can figure out how to make that a scuffed workshop area for now, and eventually more print room as now. Because also the replacement for this guy is going to have to go over there. Because I'm not picking up a 200-pound printer and putting it on a bench by myself. So it's also going to live on the ground, or at least a very short shelf. So yeah, so tomorrow we're going to build the frame for this. Just the frame. I want to get the frame built so I know where we are sitting when it comes to building this thing. I need to figure out like how big of a base I need to build it on. I need to figure out some stuff. So yeah. So we're going to do that tomorrow. We might build that RC plane as well tomorrow. I figured out apparently it just uses hot glue to glue it together. So I've got hot glue. And then we're going to work on the power armor as well. So tomorrow's stream is going to be a bunch of random stuff. Why did it freeze? It was just, I think I turned on and turned off OBS or something, or changed camera. Something happened with the webcam because it's running over a 20-foot USB cable. It's got power, it's got extra power, but yeah. So, replacement for the Pantheon? Eventually. We're talking about potentially getting the better version of it. Watch Sunday's video. I put a video out yesterday, 3 cool things from Rapid. There's 2 more videos from Rapid coming. One of them is the Pantheon video. That will be Sunday's video. So Sunday's video is a Pantheon video from Rapid. If you are a member of the channel, a Patreon supporter, or if somebody gifts you the membership early, you'll get that video tomorrow, and the video will go public for everyone Sunday. And then there'll be one more video from Rapid, which will be a midweek video, which will just be, I think it's two people I talked to about 3D printing without using supports. Both doing different methods. One of them Joel did a video on already. He beat me to it. Rabble. Anyways, one is the method there, the gel thing. The other one is using lasers. So that'll be cool. And then hopefully, if all goes well, next weekend's video will be the tour of Big Tree Tech, because I'm editing that video and there's a lot to edit. So hopefully that'll be next week's video. And then the week after that might be the electric bike video, hopefully. So I gotta get working on that. And then at some point, there'll also be the video with the rat rod printer. You'll see. When it gets to it, Printer bot, that's what it is, printer bot. So. Why have a screen at the bottom? Because that's how the Voron Phoenix is. We're not going to put the screen on the bottom. I'm going to put the screen on the top. That's what when I put the little disclosure at the beginning of this build series of this one right here, where I said we will be swapping out components with known good versions as needed. That was one of the things. Was essentially I'm going to be building this not quite stock. Like for example, they have like a Nevermore Stealth Max Air. Yeah, no, I want that. Or is it sucking in from the bottom? I don't know, I gotta figure it out. But I want it sucking air from the bottom. This guy looks so happy. Look how happy he is. Also, while it is NEMA 17s, these use some big chunky NEMA 17s. And apparently it's a lot of CNC parts too, so. Like, important parts are made of high precision CNC machine parts. So it should be pretty fun. Like, look at the Z. The Z motors are on the top. Like, it uses the Z motors in the top. It's got big chunky motors for the XY. Like, this should be a pretty... On the bright side, I don't think you're going to have to flip this build around a lot. You're not going to have to flip this build around a lot. On the downside, the printer itself is this wide. So just to put it in perspective, this is a standard, this is a 300 Trident. So it would come out to here. So if you're wondering how big a 600 is, it's twice the size of a 300. Surprising, eh? Pantheon with index. Pantheon would not... Putting an index on this would be a waste. There's a reason you don't mess with the Pantheon from its stock config. There's a reason. How well will a printer that big heat up with just the beds? Phoenix heats up just fine. Basically, you enclose it. You get a Nevermore going to get some air circulation going, and then also you throw some blankets on it. That's gonna be the plan. When it will come out, when it's done, maybe we'll have more information at Rocky Mountain next month. Like 1 second here. Let me just hop into the Voron Phoenix dev channel. You ready for some info? You ready? I'm gonna leak the newest info on Phoenix directly from the Voron Design developers channel for Phoenix. You ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? When it's done. It'll be done when it's done. It'll be done when it's done. Essentially, it's an expensive machine. It's a big machine. Not a lot of people on the dev team have them. Some print great. Some are working through some gremlins, and we have to figure out. It has to be to a certain quality before we release it. Basically, it's the last 5%. The last 5% is the part that takes the longest amount of time, unfortunately, with this kind of stuff. It is what it is. So it'll be done when it's done, hopefully this year. If anything, Phoenix was announced too soon. If anything, Voron Phoenix was announced too soon. Because you need to remember with Voron, remember, it's not a company, we're not a company, and stuff gets worked on when it gets worked on. If there are people on the team that have full-time jobs that are leading projects, so it's like, well, we're work's busy, so I can't touch this for a month. It is what it is. If we're on Bagel Maker. Oh, actually, now that I'm looking at this and seeing, yeah, hopefully if all goes well with this, because the electronics are on the side too. So it has a side compartment for the electronics. Pre-assembled sheet metal electronic enclosure. Big power supplies. Would have been nice if the power supplies were things. This, yeah, the fact that it's coming with a sailfish, we're gonna build it stock just to build it stock. This tool head is getting yeeted. Or actually, the hot end's getting upgraded for sure. But in case you haven't noticed, the hot end has a filament cutter built into it. It's a good thing we just built that box turtle now, eh? Isn't it a good thing we just built that box turtle? Isn't it a good thing we just built that box turtle? Eh? Hey, isn't it a good thing we just built that box turtle? Yeah. I don't know what it has for electronics. What are the drivers? Single chip, 32 TM. Okay, so it's 5160s. And I'm assuming it's 48 volt. I'm assuming it's running 48 volts, because why else would it be? I'm assuming it's running 48 volts. I have no idea what this board is, though. I have no idea what this controller board is. What's happening with the C-board? It's getting worked on. It's just whenever I got time, I work on it on stream. We might end up working on this tomorrow. It's just, I've got the box turtle build is now done until we build the big guy. So the big guy will be the Saturday night streams going forward. This guy is the Friday streams going forward. Tuesday is Core 1 Tuesday. And then, so it's basically, I've got 3 things on the go, and this is like when I get to it kind of thing. So. So it's just, you know, a DJ Khaled right now suffering from success. Oh no, I'm a live streamer whose content is building 3D printers, and why can't I hold all these 3D printer kits that I need to build? Oh no. How long before? I really wish controller boards could handle 48 volt purely. But I was actually talking with Big Tree Tech about it. I'm like, why don't you guys just come out with a controller board that is 48 volt nominal? That way we only need 48 volt power supplies, and it just steps down to like 24 volts for fans and whatnot. And they're like, it has to do with the MOSFETs from dropping from like that high to down to like 5 volts and like the lower voltages. It actually gets kind of unstable, and there's efficiency, there's losses. It's not actually easy to make it work that way, to have like a dedicated 48 volt power controller board. When do I get the new Pantheon? Are you taking the old? Most likely. I don't have room for 2 of these. As cool as it would be to have 2 Pantheons, one's enough. But we're still figuring out the logistics of all that. We're still figuring out the logistics. I'm hoping to actually head back out to Vancouver some point this year to do a follow-up video with them. An actual proper sit-down, like, deep dive into, because it's something, when you talk with a company that does a ton of like R&D behind like printing engineering materials to actual standards, and not just, we made printer go fast. It's like, no, it goes fast because of this, and it can't go faster than this because of these reasons. And it's like the whole, you know, you are printing a product, right? So you need to print this. Okay, hi, I am a company. I am generic contractor for generic company military. I need to make these out of plastic. Can your printer print them? Yes, cool. What's the spec sheet? What are the material properties of your plastic? Oh, here you go. No, this is the filament. What is the spec sheet of the plastic when it comes out of your machine? We need to know like how strong the prints are. Oh, well, like, you know, depends on the set. No, good sir. When we print this on your machine, it needs to have an actual spec. Like, we need to know if we print it as the machine comes, 1 inch thick with whatever the settings are, what is the mechanical properties of it? Like, and they need to be consistent and reliable. And it's like, oh, we need to actually do some proper testing here instead of just, you know, we can't just dump our printer on a bunch of YouTubers and have them print random shitty shit off Thingiverse and people will buy them from that. We need to actually have a reason for this. Oh, so it's quite interesting. It is quite interesting talking to not just Pantheon, other people too. Talking to companies that actually design printers for like industrial and commercial usage that print stuff that need to meet certain criteria, and how badly a lot of consumer off-the-shelf machines just drop the ball at that regard. So, do I have a walkout basement? I do not. I have a garage. I have a garage. Or a garage. Garage. Garage? Garage. It's garage here. Where's it garage? No, it's garage here. Prototype. Yeah, like, for example, Pantheon has their 3D printed bike that is fully 3D printed. And let's see here. So this bike will do 40 kilometers an hour, I believe. And it is, other than the screws, it is fully 3D printed. Other than electronics and the screws, it is fully 3D printed. It has a short wheelbase, so I was like, trying not to hit people. But it like it'll move around. So do a wheelie. Whee. It is, they were taking this off ramps in their shop. I have behind the scenes video that I won't release, where they were literally ramping this in their office, like taking it off of a jump, like taking it off a ramp, and it's fully 3D printed in their material. So like, there's a difference between the printer prints a thing, and this is the thing, and the printer prints a thing that meets a spec sheet. And you can take that part off the printer and go, well, we printed it with these settings. These are the mechanical properties. According to the FEA analysis, it should work. Let's attach it to undisclosed thing here. Like, yeah. So there's a big difference between making a machine that'll print something and a machine that will print something to a spec. So that's why I don't care about speed on a printer. I don't care about print speed on a printer. This machine prints 600 grams of their, or the HS Pro does like up to 2 kilograms of plastic a day. It can go faster. The machine does 250,000 acceleration. It can do 250,000 acceleration. It'll move at like 2 meters a second. It can move a lot faster. But you can't, because the moment you start printing beyond a certain speed, you actually get degradation of your material properties, and they don't want that. That's not what their customer wants, or their customers want. Okay, are we gonna do the giveaway? We got 4 minutes to the giveaway. Enter for your chance, link in description. Do this now. Do this now. Did Joel show him jumping it? I don't know. The videos I have were like videos they sent me on my phone. So I'm not gonna link, like, I'm not gonna share stuff that's been DM'd to me. If Joel has them jumping when Joel visit, Joel has the advantage of it's an hour drive for Joel to go visit them, or 2 hours, whereas me, they're on the other side of the country. So yeah. Aerospace needs specs. Yep. Let's just say a lot of those types of machines go to industries that are related to aerospace. So. Ooh. So apparently Bamboo put out a new update. Oh, that's, of course Bamboo would do it. If you want to use the AMS2 on your old Bamboo, you need to update to the new firmware that has the security fix in it. Oh well. Oh, there you go. New Gamer Subs flavor. Go buy some. Link in the video description. Use code Canuck. Save 10%. I've benched the bamboos. They are downstairs doing very good at collecting dust. Yeah. They don't excite me anymore. These streams while I work on my knives. Ooh. Do you make knives, Hangnatic? That is something I've wanted to do, is like, I wish I had room for a forge and whatnot. I wish I had a kiln. I really wish I had a kiln so that I could do the 3D printed metal and sinter it. That would be really cool to faff around with. Yeah. Also, go watch Joel's video today. Joel put out a video today about his print farm, like, because he's doing a lot of stuff for SparkFun and whatnot. Go watch it. It's actually a pretty interesting video for those that have considered running a print farm and how much work actually goes into running a print farm. Okay, we got how much time left? 1 minute. They don't cost more. Yeah, I know. It's not in the budget right now. I still got to do my taxes. In Canada, we have to the end of April, so. Okay, let's do the giveaway. Let's do the giveaway. Let's do the giveaway. Okay. Published. Accepting responses. There we go. So don't forget, tomorrow's stream is going to be a grab bag of a bunch of different stuff. We're going to be building a big printer, or at least getting the frame together to build a big printer. We'll see. Who knows? I might go to Home Depot. We might be building a shelf tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see. Because it's a big printer. I just like the fact that I don't have to flip it. Hopefully I don't have to flip it. Okay, continue. Race. Add names. Clear. So, class. While we figure this out, while I get this, is Steve, you are always like the first one to enter. You better not be a bot, Steve. You better be a real human being. So 273. Okay, so random. On thin ice, cool. 273. There we go. There we go. Okay, so while you guys spam chat with zooms and exclamation marks and I don't know, other random stuff that I always tell you to spam, how should I play my Baldur's Gate playthrough? I have no idea what to do. I've got over 600 hours in the game, but I don't know what to do on this playthrough. I want to do something I haven't done before, but I keep falling back into my old route. Okay, so if I pick your ball, you win a free hat. This one right here, this top ball. Who is that? Who is that? Matt Merciaca. If you win, you get a free hat from me, along with your spool of filament from Polymaker. Anyone else, you just get the spool of filament. So remember, exclamation mark zoom makes you go faster. Exclamation mark gullible makes everyone else go slower. Peter, you failed. Magic only. I haven't played a sorcerer yet. I could play a shadow. Ooh, Lauren. Oh, no, you failed. Who's in the lead? Who's in the lead? Who's in the lead? The new modding. When I play, I have a bunch of mods for Baldur's Gate, but most of them are cosmetic and quality of life stuff. I don't like mods that cheat the game. Come on, Trevor, it's yours to lose. Then again, I've stopped playing on the harder difficulties. I just play on balance now, because it's like, I've beaten the game on Tactician. I haven't done an honor mode run because I like playing with mods too much, and I'm not going to do honor mode if I don't get the achievement. As dumb as that sounds, because I don't care about achievements at all. Money obsessed. Dude, it's so easy to get rich in Baldur's Gate, the game. Oh, it's a snow globe. Pennant C30. Oh, who's in the lead? Who's in the lead? Oh, it's... Oh, 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 oh. What's going on here? What's going on here? Oh, shoot. Oh, we got a win. We got a winner. Tin Talon. Tin Talon. Tin Talon. Congratulations, Tin Talon. You have won yourself a spool of filament from Polymaker. You will get an email from me after the stream ends with information on how to collect your filament. And yeah, cleric. I've already beaten the game as a cleric. Which is kind of dumb because I should have beaten the game as a cleric on the same run that I romanced Shadowheart. Because it would have been funny to be a Saloon Knight cleric and just giving her aneurysms all through Act 1 and 2. That's the end of your... Oh, go get some more Guacamole Gamer part. Or get some Brand Risk. That's my favorite flavor. That and Copium. Or maybe the Shy Lily flavor. Blowhole Blast. Either way, they have a lot of good flavors. Okay. So we're going to call it there, I think. Maybe I should play like a short little gnome character and romance Karlach. That might be fun. Play a short character, like a short rogue, swashbuckler, and then romance Karlach, who's the giant lady. We should do that. That'll be fun. Maybe I'll do that. I've done a Gloomstalker. Actually, no, I haven't done a Gloomstalker. Usually that's what I ended up making Astarion. Usually Astarion ends up being the Gloomstalker. All right, I'm just sending off the email right now, so. Congratulations on winning your prize. Subject that. Copy over the code. Copy. Send. Okay. Tin Talon, you should get your filament, or you should get your email. Am I gonna go vote? I'll probably go out tomorrow and vote, get that over with. I mean, the voting center is near my house, so I might just go on the day of, but I might just vote early. I'm still not sure. I think I know which way I'm leaning, but there's still 2 weeks left. We'll see. Yeah, you gotta get past the names. That's the thing with gamer subs. You just have to embrace the cheese. Just embrace the sheer audacity of it all and just roll with it. Okay, so we're gonna call it there. So again, shout out to MakerTech 3D for this kit that we're building with the build series. We will continue on it next week with the building the tool heads. Tomorrow night's stream, we're going to be faffing about starting to build a big printer and along with a few other things. And then Tuesday, since the box turtle is on hold until we get the big printer built that the box turtle will go on, Tuesday we're going to start building a Prusa Core 1 from a kit. So yeah, we'll end it there. Shout out to MakerTech 3D. Shout out to Polymaker for the spool of filament we give away this stream and every stream. Links to all of them and more in the video description. Affiliate links don't cost you anything extra. Go a long way in supporting the channel. Use code Canuck in some of them to save some money. And then for those that donate to the channel, gifted memberships to others, or became members of the channel yourself, I thank you. I would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible. It's the weekend. It's a long weekend. Hope everyone enjoys your holiday, enjoy your weekend, and be safe out there. Wash your hands, and I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.